quick question because I have to ask like periodically, what are we getting down to right now? What is the song that's like hitting right now? Do you know what mine is? Gang Baby by NLE Choppa. I love that song so much. Oh, and Shot of Flow 6. Oh my God. Hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So I have been, I would say, pretty vocal about problematic content creators. First, it was problematic multi-level marketing leaders. Then I switched and started talking, expanding my content to sketchy brands and influencers. And I have been covering influencers and unethical people for a long time now, but I really wanted to specifically get into the unethical, out of touch content that we see on our platforms by influencers. I wanted to take the time to react to some out of touch, ridiculous things that I think some people talk about and say when they are content creators or influencers. I'm going to be diving into reactions. I'm going to talk about what I think is an out of touch influencer, how people can do better, why I think that there needs to be a change, and so much more. So there's a lot that I want to dive into. Buckle up, grab a snack, get ready. And by the way, if you guys ever see content like this or want me to cover it, I would love to make more compilation videos and reactionary videos like this. So don't forget to like, you can submit it to my email, Instagram DM, tag me on TikTok even, like I probably will see it then, but that would be phenomenal. So before we hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below. And before we actually begin with this video, I do want to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor because they are wonderful when it comes to helping protect you from scams. Let me introduce you to Incogni. So as you guys know, I love talking about scams and problematic things on the channel. Opportunity for scammers and your data to be given to literally anyone is honestly endless, and that's why today I want to talk about Incogni. If you guys don't know, Incogni is a service that protects your data online. It's a subscription-based service that helps you exercise your right to remove your personal data off of the internet. In a nutshell, your information is being sold and just put all over the internet constantly. I'm talking your phone number, your passwords, your address, all of those kinds of pieces of information that no one should just automatically have access to. Now, how this kind of information can be used against you, for example, your identity can be stolen. And you know those really sketchy texts that you get or those robocalls? That's also a reason. Your data was sold and that's how that happened. So that's why Incogni is a wonderful option for this. So how does it work? All you have to do is put in your information. Incogni is going to do a constant search looking for all of your data, and they are going to be removing it for you, telling you about how they've removed it, and then constantly keep searching to make sure that those sites still don't have your data. So if you guys want to try out Incogni for yourself, or maybe use it as a gift for the holidays, go to the link in the description below or pinned comment and use the code Isabella to get 60% off an annual plan today. Thank you so much to Incogni for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get into it. So first things first, I want to talk about why this is such a big problem and where and how this is even developed. Okay, so when I think of an influencer, I think a lot of us have a very specific perspective of what we perceive content creators and influencers to be, and a lot of the times it's like person that makes content online makes a lot of money. Now, I don't think that's inherently bad or wrong. I'm never gonna dog someone for simply having money. If you're able to like blow up and make money from you existing and being a cool person, I think that's so fun. I love how the content creator space is like a woman-dominated space. I think there's a lot of opportunities for that. However, when we also have personalities that exist on the internet, we have an issue with people that hit a level to where they forget who their audience is and they're just kind of incredibly out of touch with the reality. And a lot of people I think are especially noticing that now because some of these people are forgetting who they're talking to and how they're addressing an audience, which I think is really ridiculous. A couple things I want to say is one, again, like I've mentioned previously, I'm never going to shit on someone who has money. Like that's not my problem. What I perceive an out of touch influencer to be, I perceive it to be somebody who has all those things, is well-to-do, has a platform of some degree, and is flat out not being considerate and cognizant of the way that they handle themselves. So it's kind of about how they say things, what they share. When somebody bitches about the kind of PR that they receive, that is stupid to me. You're receiving thousands of dollars worth of free product, babe. Why the f are we bitching about it? The exceptions that I will throw out there is there are other content creators who are speaking out about discrimination, which is an entirely different problem that we absolutely do need to discuss because there are companies that do discriminate against specific content creators. That is, again, another thing I am hoping to like get into and talk about a lot more. Getting into this, now let's start off with the reaction. So first one is honestly disappointing. So there's a content creator by the name of Ken. She's funny, okay? I have giggled at many of her videos. I think she's hilarious. This is one of those videos that pissed me the f off though. I can like this content creator's just regular content, but at the same time say, whoa, what are we doing?
I was so excited to go to my P.O. box, right? Because then I saw Helly Kate got sent an Hermes bracelet from Tarte, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God! So, you know, I have this little box, right? It has wrapping on it. I'm like, my Hermes bracelet's in there. No, they're picking favorites, and this is fucked up because I got an Avery Jules necklace with my name on it, which I'll take. But it ain't no goddamn Hermes bracelet, and y'all are on my shit list for that. Fucking with me like that? That's sick, and it's so fucking twisted.
Why this bothered me so much is the fact that I can't comprehend getting onto a platform and bitching at the fact that a brand didn't send me an Hermes bracelet like another content creator. Why are we bitching about this to your viewers? But I fully believe that influencers like this need to take these conversations to their content creator friends, to their family, and their management. If I have a legit concern or legit question, I would take it up with my manager. I would talk about with my fellow creator friends. But just acting as if I'm so inconvenienced and it's bad because I wasn't sent a designer bracelet for fucking free, by the way, is pathetic to me. I don't get how that's funny. I don't get how that's good. I don't understand that. I don't even care if it's a joke. I still don't think that's right to get on the internet and be like, well, they did buy me this bracelet. Now, mind you, I don't know if y'all know this. Hermes bracelets are expensive. Like, I'm gonna pop up just some random screenshots here, and also they screenshot because look at this. She ended up actually getting one from Bondi Boost, which is kind of weird to me because I don't get why a brand would want to like send someone this for bitching about how she didn't get one from another one. Like, why? Okay, you should be so aware of the fact that you have privilege, you have money, and you're getting gifts and things that not a lot of people get. And instead, you can show the things that you get. I don't think that's wrong. You can show the things that you have, but bitching about not getting one is just wild to me. The way that you handle yourself, it's the way that you acknowledge what you have, you acknowledge your privileges. Now this next one really set me off. So here's the thing, I'm on TikTok, right? And sometimes I'll mouth off. Okay, you guys know, you watch me consistently, you know, between you and I do this. Okay, you know, sometimes I'll get a little mouthy. Okay, just some things piss me off. Another example I think of an out-of-touch influencer is some out-of-touch mommy influencers. Now, there are some content creators online who are very adamant about posting content around being a mom. There's mommy vloggers. Like, that's a very big demographic, okay? That's a really popular one. This content creator that was pretty much, in my opinion, downplaying reasonings that some mothers have when it comes to working out and so much more. So,
okay, I might say something that might offend and trigger some people, but you know what? I feel like good will come out of it.
I think it's kind of interesting. Right from the gate, she goes like, I think I'm going to say something that like is going to upset people, but you know.
And you believe that there's a lot of women, a lot of moms that have way too many excuses. When it comes to taking care of your body, when it comes to losing the unwanted weight, there's way too many excuses. I have women in my personal life that I hear every excuse in the book from. And I'm just like, okay, but like, that's just an excuse, you know? And so for me, it all comes down to how bad do you want it? Do you know what I mean? For me personally, looking good, and this may come off as wrong, may come off as inane, but looking good for me is very important. So I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to look good. I sacrifice my toddler's nap time to go for my walk, okay? I get DMs all the time, DMs and comments of moms saying that they work. I work too. I walked on my 15-minute break. I walked on my lunch. I walked after work. It just depends how bad you want it. But I'm just honestly so sick of the excuses. Just say that it's not important to you, and that's fine. Just say that, then instead of making up so much excuses. Do you know what?
She is yapping about the fact that she's tired of hearing mothers give excuses, apparently, like losing the baby weight or, you know, having a healthier body, all of that. And I am just, oh my God. First of all, one of the first things I want to say is, do you hear that? That's a silent car. That is a silent car. Also, that's a nice vehicle I can see, by the way. I'll pop up like some very brief screenshots and videos. It didn't take long for me to kind of be like, oh, my suspicions are right. She has access to a nice home. It looks like she's access to materials and items that not every mother is able to have. She also has a partner. There's a lot of things there just from the jump that shows that she has access to things that not everyone does. I'm not a mother, but I'm a person with common sense, so therefore I absolutely can speak on this. I also grew up with a mother, and I was around many mothers who busted their ass to try and take care of themselves and were not able to because they had so many responsibilities. And just saying, well, just, you know, instead of just giving excuses, just say that you don't want it as bad. There are mothers who are barely getting by. There are mothers who have crazy work hours. There are single mothers. There are mothers who are literally in marriages but don't have support from partners. There are mothers who are struggling severely with mental health. There are mothers who are struggling with countless other, just their health overall in general. It doesn't work like that, okay? And when some people are so mentally exhausted and drained and can't keep up with everything and are taking care of everyone else but themselves, it is not just easy. So the fact that you you're able to put makeup on, get yourself taken care of. You're a stay-at-home mom that looks like you live in a really nice house. Stay-at-home moms work, by the way. I'm not saying that they don't. It's very obvious that you have access to doing more and can take care of yourself. A blanket statement saying all moms who aren't losing the baby weight and saying they're trying but they're busy or giving a reason, oh, they're just giving excuses, that is dismissive and that is out of touch.
I mean, so I don't know. I think that women, if it's not important to you, that's fine. But I feel like your life will be so much better. Not even for the looks wise, but how it will make you feel if you lost some weight, if you put a little bit more time into your parents, how it can change your life and how it make you feel and how it can improve your life. From small tasks such as washing your floors, okay? Or just like going to soccer practice and instead of sitting down, you can just like walk and feel good and feel amazing. You know what I mean? So please stop with the excuses. I'm honestly, you can't tell me the excuses because I was there too, sis. I was there too. I have 3 kids. I gained weight with I gained 75 pounds with my first, 30 with my other 2, and I gained 10 pounds after birth from breastfeeding, the hormones and stuff. So I can't stand personally when women tell me all their excuses because it's just excuses. Just don't say nothing at all. Just say it's not important to you, then coming up with excuses. And I feel like genuinely, like a lot of women, they need that kind of like that pep talk to let them know, like, hey.
One thing I am gonna fully believe is the concept of just because you were able to make it happen doesn't mean everyone else is able to make it happen. Blanket statementing this and saying, as a content creator who is supposed to be supporting moms of, oh, well, you can give me any excuse. Like, I'm gonna tell you I've been there. No. Again, you have not lived everyone's life. You have not lived everyone's mental health experiences, physical struggles, maybe not having a present partner. You have not lived that. It is cruel as to be that shamey on social media, talking at every other mother if you are trying to become or be an influencer and act as if, oh, it's just easy to lose. It's easy. It is not. Like, there's so much more that goes into that is incredibly frustrating. There are many people who wake up, gotta get the kids ready, go to work, drive to work, get to work all day, finally drive back. Maybe they got to run some errands. Maybe they got to take the kids to practice. They get back, take care of the kids, spend time with them. By the time bedtime hits, there's not a lot of time that you have left. And sometimes people are so exhausted that they want to, but they physically can't. I'm so tired of people like this.
Hey, no, you can still do it. It's still doable. Just because you're a mom doesn't mean, that's your only identity. You can still put in time for yourself. You can still take care of yourself. So honestly, I'm just sick of hearing it. Even if you don't have time for a walk, which okay, don't believe it. It's an hour of your day. Everyone has time. Everyone has time, even if you're a working mom, because I did it, But I just want women to start taking themselves seriously and their looks, because again, I know it's bad to say and it sounds wrong, but when you look good, you genuinely feel good.
I responded because as someone who is surrounded by hardworking mothers and parents, I have witnessed far too many women and just parents in general bust their ass and not have time and capacity and money for a lot of things. She got really mad at me and was yapping about, I can't wait to react to this, and sent her little minions over to my comments oh, so she's privileged because she can walk. I'm saying that she's privileged to speak about this and say that other mothers are lazy because they're giving a legit reason for why they can't accomplish losing weight. Still, there are some times where people don't have time for that, especially with the crazy work schedule, and there are many parents who are working multiple jobs. So I'm just saying, again, talking about, taking care of your appearance and your looks. Not everyone has time to sit down. I know I have the privilege to roll out of bed and get ready for my job instead of roll up, get ready, rush, take care of children, and drive to an office. Not everyone does. Not acknowledging your privileges and acting as if mothers are lazy and doing this is disgusting. Instead of being an asshole on the internet and shaming mothers and putting this weird toxic bullshit back into our society, what you could have done, and what I think she has done before, maybe say, hi guys, as a former busy mom or as a busy mom, I don't know what you're gonna say, maybe here's ways that I fit in activity into my everyday when I was a really busy mom. Instead, give helpful tips. Don't shame people and be like, hot take, you suck and you're lazy and you don't want it that much. Be encouraging, and then also maybe give reminders to fellow mothers and parents who can't do everything and say, look, you're doing your best and I'm proud of you for doing that. So yeah, she got really pissed at me, but I blocked her because I'm like, if you're gonna purposely be dense and miss my very legit criticism of the why you were speaking about this, then no, I'm not gonna deal with this shit. Next one we need to talk about is influencers bitching about brand deal money. Let's get into that.
There's not as much money in social media as I think there was. My video that did 14 million views only paid me $4,000,
which I know that everybody in these
video y'all may be like, wow, that's amazing, but it was over a minute long. That video took an hour to do. It's just like,
Well, here,
and we
saw a
only
video.
have, that's like once in a blue moon something goes that viral. So
But
like,
even if it
you
went that
expect when
viral,
yeah.
you have to explain to them.
There is nothing wrong with content creators collectively, privately discussing pay transparency. It also allows for companies to be held accountable if they are, for example, paying certain creators way less than others. That makes sense to me. What does not make sense to me is getting on the platform and bitching about I only made $4,000 off of a 1 minute video. Are you out of your mind? I mean, like, I know you guys think it's a lot of money, but like, it's just not the same. I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of content creators, if they're pulling in views and doing good, they're making a ton of money. Not everyone knows how to leverage it though, but if you know how to leverage it and you know what you're doing, they're making a lot of money. Some people don't even make that in a month, and you made that in 1 video. Instead, sit back and be grateful. And by the way, that statement of, well, there's not as much social money in social media as there was before, that's such a crock of shit, by the way. This is why people don't like influencers. Like, this is why people get disgusted with this idea, because there are assholes on the internet like this who think it's okay to be like, well, I work really hard an hour. Literally critically think about this. $4,000 for an hour of work. People should be so grateful to have that and should practice the art of shutting up and minding their business. But instead, you want to yap and complain. And now guess what? Because you do stuff like that, your money's probably going to drop because no one's going to want to support you anymore. So, is that my washer? That's my dryer, guys. Sorry. I'm doing laundry late at night, but that's what I'm saying is out of touch influencers that complain about how much money they're making is stupid. I think I even saw a video one time of an influencer being like, yeah, I only was able to pull 15,000 in from this brand deal. I don't care if someone makes crazy amounts of money. I care how you handle it. I care how you are as a person. Instead of getting on a podcast being like, I only made this much money. Maybe talk about certain things that do make money on social media. Maybe don't bitch and complain. Maybe talk about the wonderful things you've had access to or how you can do it. Huge disclaimer I'm gonna throw out there. My hard day, and again, this is like, please, my hard day, gotta really get it out there. My hard day at work, never. Like, there are people who are severely underpaid. There are nurses, there are teachers, doctors, there are blue collar workers. There are so many people out there who are not taken care of, who are going through immense financial struggles, who are not able to pay their debt, who are not able to keep up with it, who have children to feed. There is so much out there. And so when you see influencers like this, I do think it's important to call it out. And that's why I like talking about this, because I want to be a part of this conversation, because this is not something to be normalized. It's one thing if you're a rich content creator, but it's another when you're an out of touch rich content creator. It is not right to act as if influencer work is so much harder. Here's this next one of an influencer throwing away a bunch of stuff and encouraging people to rebuy the same exact thing essentially. Let's watch. Okay, so this individual, by the way, this is a content creator that stitched this. So I wasn't able to find the original video, but this was like someone else sent this to me. So this is the content creator, by the way, just to let you know. So apparently it was an ad for hydrojug, I guess. She was like, oh, you need to throw away your Stanleys and get into hydrojug. Why is this an ad? There are some pretty impressionable people, I think, on this app who'd be like, oh my God, yeah. Stanley, let me buy this. Oh my God, we need to get a grip. What are we doing throwing away perfectly good products for something else that's new and trendy? Because again, if we keep this shit up, people like this are gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again. They're gonna be like, ew, this product, gross. It's not good enough anymore. I'm gonna throw it away and I'm gonna get something far better. I mean, it's one thing if you sell products and you give it to somebody else who actually wants it, that's fine. Using this as like maybe from what I'm seeing, somewhat of like an ad or marketing tactic for hydrojug for your audience members to get their product and get rid of their Stanley is just not good in my opinion. God, this stuff exhausts me. I don't blame people for being so upset at this. Last but certainly not least, you guys, this one I've actually shown before in a video talking about Tarte. We definitely need to talk about Tarte Cosmetics in the future. We 100% need to talk about them further, but this is from a brand trip on a private jet. Let's watch. If you guys don't know the song, it's Glamorous by Fergie. Good ass song, by the way. If you don't have money, take your broke ass home. And then it switches to like spelling out glamorous, okay? If you know the song, you get what I'm saying. I do not like the idea. If you were offered an opportunity to get on a private jet, I get if you want to take it. I get if you want to get on. I think that'd be a cool experience. Good for you. It's the way you handle yourself, babe. It is the way that you approach the content and the way that you connect with your followers. Why are we putting an audio that talks about if you don't have money, take your broke ass home? Maybe don't put that part. You know what I mean? mean? Maybe put something else wholesome. Maybe do something else cool. Maybe talk about how grateful you are to have this experience because of your followers supporting you. You know what I mean? Bring back thanking your audience members. Bring back being, again, handling yourself with some class. And this is another thing that bothers me. I actually think there's a lot of content creators out there who don't think their audience enough, like truly. But I think people who have opportunities like this are forgetting to be grateful, are forgetting to actually be considerate of how they post up content. And here's another thing that I want to say is I'm absolutely, by the way, I'm going to make a deep dive on influencer trips. We are definitely going to make a video on that, so stay tuned. In the conversation of influencer trips, I think there's a lack of creativity with content around brand trips and the way that people do it. And so instead of making a video like that, we could have, I don't know, put like a fun future song and made something silly. You could have made a meme or maybe a video thanking your audience members so much and talking about all the fun things you're going to take them along with. You could have done a lot to include your audience and not look out of touch and shitty. Maybe you can say, hey, I got a bunch of products from Tarte, can't wait to give it away to my audience members. You could do that instead of make a video that is including lyrics that is going on about like, if you don't have money, take your broke ass home, which doesn't look good when you're sitting in a private jet drinking champagne. So moral of the story, I know these are few videos that we reacted to, but this is a big problem that I think is in the industry. And I don't blame people for being incredibly upset. I actually think a lot of people would feel more inclined to love influencers if they handled themselves better, if there was more maybe creativity, if there was more people who had more of a personality instead of just talking about products, right? If there were people who understood that just because they had one experience doesn't mean that that's everyone's experiences. I think people would also feel better knowing that the content creator is not going to get on their app and complain essentially in a giggly way, jokingly or not, that they didn't get an Hermes bracelet. Either way, at the end of the day, I understand why people are frustrated. I think it's really stupid, but I definitely want to kind of keep this going and talk about this more and continue this as an extension of series I've had for a really long time, talking about influencers and out of touch influencers and the way that they are approaching this kind of stuff and why we need to see some change. So that was it for today's video. Comment down below what you guys thought. If you guys have any other videos like this, submissions, out of touch stuff like that, send it my way. I would love to be able to compile these things and talk about it more because I think, again, a very important discussion to have. Don't forget to check out today's sponsor, Incogni, in the link in the description below and pin comment. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.